Formula One arrives at Brazil for the final round of the 2021 championship. With the main news is, of course, that it, of course, is the championship finale between Hamilton and Verstappen. It's also the Constructors' Championship will be decided as well for fourth place, with 3 points separating McLaren, Williams and Alpine. McLaren start the day 2 points back from Alpine in sixth position, but say they should have the advantage, Brazil suiting their car better over Alpine and Williams. Say they are comfortable that they will be able to secure fourth place at the end of the weekend. Meanwhile, Verstappen's lead over Hamilton is 6 points, which means that the Dutchman can finish in second place and allow Hamilton to get the fastest lap and the win. But he needs to watch out for George Russell. Verstappen has known throughout 2021 that he hasn't had his rear ganger Nico Hülkenberg at many times of points at this season, with Hülkenberg lying down in 7th position in the championship and only have managed a couple of podiums compared to the other teams, with Russell managing 3 victories so far. Hamilton, though, will know that he will have to rely on all of experience and his control if he wants to win an 8th World Championship, the 7th for Mercedes. Mercedes know that they have already bagged the Constructors' World Championship already. And Hamilton did go ahead and get pole, but Max Verstappen is exactly where he needs to be. He starts in second place. George Russell is there to back his teammate up. He starts third. Fernando Alonso in his ever-present fourth place. Can he get those crucial points for Alpine? Nico Hülkenberg starts fifth, hoping to move up the order and support Verstappen. Daniel Ricciardo starts up in sixth place, best qualifying in a while for him. Lance Stroll starts seventh as Aston Martin round off the season, not in no man's land in third place. Lando Norris joins him alongside, a good showing for the McLaren cars. Charles Leclerc starts 9th and Esteban Ocon is in the top 10, hoping to move up more places into the top 8 for the points. Not great for Williams. Pete Thompson is only 11th. He starts alongside Carlos Sainz, but both will have free choice of tyres. Pierre Gasly is only in 13th place ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who failed to get out of Q2, trying to qualify on the medium tyre. Alex Albon and Danny Kvyat line up 15th and 16th. Both of their seats are under scrutiny at the end of the season. Sergio Perez starts in 17th, what could be Ford's last race. He's alongside Mick Schumacher in the first of the Alfa Romeos. And on the back row of the grid, it's Yuki Tsunoda, and he's joined by Callum Ilott. And that is the grid for today's Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 Project Phoenix, a 2021 career mode. Today we're doing the final round of Season 1 here at Brazil, round number 16. Of course, if you have missed any of the previous videos, I recommend you go and check them out. And of course, subscribe to see plenty more F1 related gameplay. But yes, Brazil, track that's been good for us, and it needs to be good for us because, of course, we're going for fourth place in the championship between myself and Gasly. Not quite good in the qualifying. McLaren definitely had a better qualifying. Alpine also in the top 10, although Ocon is starting outside the top 8 where points apply. But yes, moving down to the grid then. Rain is forecast to the end of the race. Could this be a classic, crazy Brazilian Grand Prix ending? Will there be an is that Glock moment for Hamilton? I'll have to wait and see. I'm going to switch the strategy up actually, and I'm going to do the medium soft medium. I don't know if the rain will be hard enough for us to make able to switch on to the intermediates at the end of the race. Whether it will come quick enough or not, that I'll have to wait and see. Remember, I can't quite remember where it was earlier in the season, but we had some rain then, and we didn't switch on the inters. Only at Monaco did we switch on to the inters when he had some rain at the end of the race. But anyway, to the race start then. 5 red lights for the final race in 2021, and away we go. And it's a good start compared to Ocon and Norris, who get boxed in. Ocon got boxed in by Norris, who died down the inside of Sainz of Leclerc in the Ferrari, and I think there was a little bit of contact with Leclerc there, and he'll probably have to come into the pits probably. But Verstappen got a shocking start, overtaken by Russell and almost going 3 wide with his teammate and the Alpine of Alonso, and Alonso is getting himself ahead of Verstappen on the medium tyres, like Ricciardo there, who pushes out Hulkenberg. So another poor start for Hulkenberg as we go down the inside of Leclerc up into P8 now, and up into the points. If you jump to the end of lap 1, we're now on the back of Lance Stroll, who's had a poor exit out of the fun, out onto the approach down to onto the start-finish straight. We've run out of ERS, so this is pretty much how poor the Cosworth engine has been at times this year compared to the Mercedes engine, although it has of course improved since they brought that upgrade, but still a long way off where we'd like to be. Stroll now is going to have a look back at us. You can see there we did use overtake and rich mix, but retain P7 as Nico Hulkenberg is not going to be able to support his teammate in this race because he is out of the race, and what could be his final race for Red Bull is ending with a retirement at Brazil. As now Norris is now trying to finding his groove, and now he's coming back at Stroll. He's on the mediums as well, so the mediums definitely didn't start well for most people except us. Hulkenberg's retirement though brought out the safety car, so Hamilton still leads from Russell, and then it's Ricciardo, myself, Norris, and then Gasly as well. Verstappen and Alonso both pitted off their medium tyres, so interesting that Hamilton didn't pit. I just expected Hamilton to pit, but anyway, Verstappen and Alonso is still stuck behind Alonso, and he's also got the Ford of Sergio Perez as well, and there's a whole load of Alpha Tauris, Alfa Romeos as well, as Hamilton now jumped to lap 10. He's come into the pits, come out behind Verstappen, but is in the mix of the Fords, and obviously he's gone longer, so we still don't know what strategy everybody really is on. I've gone longest of all, 13 laps on our medium tyres, so the way it's looking at, we're going to go onto the soft tyres, and then 10 laps on the softs, and then we'll then go to a final stint of medium tyres, as both Alonso and I think that's Sainz, in the Ferrari both come in. Well, that might be Leclerc actually a lap down. I think he got caught out by the safety car, as well as an Aston Martin car, as well as we're going to come out behind Lando Norris, unfortunately, but we'll try and build on our fresher soft tyres because he came in a few laps earlier. Jeff, of course, recommended some stupid strategy to do 2 laps on a set of softs, which is ridiculous, but we'll ignore him and move on. As Max Verstappen now is coming out of the pits, making his second stop onto another set of soft tyres. So a lot of soft tyres being used, not so many of the hard tyre. Will they go to the hard tyre for the final stint? We'll have to wait and see. But now, of course, Verstappen is starting to make the move. He jumped, I think that's Sainz and Alonso in the pits as well. He's also now ahead of Gasly as well in the Williams, and Gasly is only just behind ourselves. Lewis Hamilton now is coming into the pits for his second stop as well, and he's going to come out just behind Verstappen. He's gone on the hard tyres. Now, it may be a little bit too soon for the hard tyres. We'll have to wait and see. But you can see there that Gasly, unfortunately, is pulling off to the side, and his race, that could be his final race for Williams, is ending in retirement. which is unfortunate. So we jump to lap 21. I believe that Ricciardo has come in for his second stop, so that is Norris up ahead, but we've been caught by Verstappen on his fresher soft tyres. Our soft tyres are slowly coming to the end. We're coming into the pits in a couple of laps time, so we're coming to the end of our soft tyre stint. And jumping to lap 22, you can see that Hamilton now is come to join us. So the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton is nothing, although bearing in mind that Verstappen's probably got to make another stop. Hamilton maybe as well, as Verstappen has lost a bit of his front wing as he made contact with our rear end. There's a replay on board with Verstappen. I can't quite see if he's using overtake mode. We can take the inside line and he just loses his front wing. He just bangs into our rear tyre. So that's potentially the championship out of the way as Hamilton dives down the inside on the hard tyres and moves up into P2 with Russell light years out in front, dominating this race really. Although will Hamilton, he'll probably come out behind Hamilton, but yes, as we're coming in the end of lap number 23 for our final pit stop. Still no sign of the end. At the end of there, there's a Ferrari coming as well. I think that's Leclerc who's a lap down. He's been circulating nearer to us, but he's just really doing a testing session, I imagine, to get the mileage. 2.4 second stop, not bad from the Williams boys in their final stop for them this season. And we're coming out in P9, but there are a few people that have still got to make their final stops. Remember, we've got 13 laps on this set of mediums, which should see us to the end of the Grand Prix with very limited trouble as we join Lewis Hamilton, who leads this race from Carlos Sainz in second place. Sainz doing some weird strategy. Russell has come into the pits to make his final stop, so I imagine Russell, will he be able to catch Hamilton? As Verstappen has come in as well to fix that front wing. He is out behind us. We've got to come out ahead of Fernando Alonso. So those people who picked up under the safety car really hasn't come through. And the two Ferraris are stuck in the pits. Yeah, the pit crew have just gone on strike. They can't be bothered. I mean, to be fair, although they have come back out, but I don't think they've been serviced, either Leclerc or Sainz. So as you can see there now, we jumped quite a few laps later as well, so I'm in the pits quite a few times, but they do come back in as well. And now they're just ghosted one another, and the pit crew have just gone on strike, basically not prepared to serve us whatsoever. As you can see there also in that shot, it is getting overcast, so the rain is on its way. Will it rain in time for a change to Inter? You can see here lap 32. Here this is when the rain really starts to come down, but it looks like we're going to have to go to the end of the Grand Prix. It's not wet enough for intermediates at this time, and I think going on to lap 33 we're still setting competitive time as we go past the Ferraris. It's a bit like that with the Ferraris, as they do come back out. It's a bit like that one time they raced Top Gear raced Alfa Romeos at I can't quite remember which circuit it was, but Clarkson got stuck. It was in the pits for a long time, and basically May kept coming over the radio every time. Remember, they got a point for every overtake they made. That's what it's like with the Ferraris today, stuck in the pits with the pit crew firmly on strike, blocking, of course, the Ferrari pit box from both of them getting there. As we come across the line to start our final lap, gone into P4, and the striking Ferraris has affected this championship. Lewis Hamilton has come in. I told you it might be too early for those hard tyres. He's come in for a set of intermediates on the final lap. And he's dropped out the points. So you can see here it is time for intermediates as we go completely wayward outside the final corner. Alonso and Verstappen, of course, being AI, having no issues whatsoever. But Max Verstappen then, because of the striking Ferraris, is going to be world champion in this series. That's such a shame for Hamilton. The comeback would have been on after such a poor start to the season. To be fair, Verstappen did deserve to be world champion though, after dominating the first half of the season, and he has been more consistent than Hamilton throughout this career mode out this season. But George Russell won as well, dominating this race out of sight. Ricciardo and Norris got on the podium for McLaren. That'll definitely help them get P4 in the constructors. Ourselves as well in P4. And as well, you can see there, Leclerc 7 pit stops. I think that might be a new record, as they DNF'd as soon as I crossed the line, and then of course that released Hamilton to go and do the final lap, hence why it was P14. The two Fords slow enough of course to be lapped by Russell, which is why Hamilton didn't finish above them. Gasly as well, such a shame he didn't really look like him moving up anyway. So Max Verstappen has won this championship, 5 points to George Russell, who got his 4th win of the season, ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who also had 4 wins. Hamilton had 6 wins, I think, actually. Verstappen had 4 wins. We got P4 by 1 point to Alonso and 5 points to Vettel. Very close there, but I'll definitely take being best of the rest in the season that you don't know what's going to really happen next with the potential top order as well. And of course outside the top 10 as well, on screen as well, with the 2 AlphaTauris only scoring at Monaco in that crazy tyre wear race back in January, where and if you started in the top 10 you were cursed because the traffic was absolutely woeful that day. Gasly, I'd have loved to have seen him not have so much of a bad qualifying, because he did actually make some good starts, so he could have got a lot more points than that. So the final constructors standings then, top 3 unchanged. McLaren clinched P4, and unfortunately for us, Ocon and Alonso do enough to get P5 ahead of Williams. So that's a little bit annoying that we're the ones to finish in P6 after being so close in the end. McLaren though, to be fair, they have got podiums. So, but yes, if you have enjoyed this series and this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You see plenty more F1 2020 racing gameplay. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.